Hey everyone, how's it going? All right, obviously there's nobody here, so I'll just hang out for a minute. I am going to play around with this. Ooh, live now. I'm going to turn my computer on to see if I can see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Hey Jean, hey Karen. Okay, I'm glad that I have this up because my phone, like the little comments start disappearing, but I can see you guys over here on my computer. It's just a little delayed. So I see Jean, I see Karen. Awesome. I always get so nervous going live. Oh my gosh, I'm like, hey Allison, I love visiting Nevada. I mean, who doesn't, right? It's been a while. Actually, it hasn't been a while because we went through there driving to California, but my girlfriend lives there and she loves it. Let me see. Jeannie. Okay, awesome, Jeannie. Thank you. Girl, my girlfriend, because she lived in California too, she's been out in Las Vegas for a while now, and she was like, she's tried to get me to move out to Nevada, and she's like, it's not that bad. You just walk from casino to casino, so it's like all air conditioner. And I'm like, yeah, I have 2 kids. I doubt I'll be going from casino to casino. All right, I don't want to butcher your name, so if you could do the same thing like Jeannie did, because I know I talked to you a lot too. Klevesha? Klevesha. Klevesha. That's how I think it is. Yay, you just started making door hangers. Woo, California. That's my hometown. Vesha. Vesha. Okay, okay, I got that. Vesha. How exciting. There's like 15 people on. I'm pretty stoked about that. What's up? I think, so it is 8 o'clock. So we're just gonna get going, and if people hop on along the way, I'll try and make sure I'm looking over here. Oh, we loved Long Beach so much. It was so much fun before, well, like we moved out. Before we had kids, we lived like by all the bars and everything like that, and it was so much fun. We lived in Long Beach and then born and raised in Downey. Georgia and Texas. I'm getting so excited. How exciting. All these people from different states that watch my channel. That's so exciting. I think the first live I did when I hit like 2,000, there was like 6 people on or something. It was really small, so it's pretty cool to see this. Hey Elizabeth from Michigan, North Carolina, South Carolina, Boston. Hey Lisa. All right, so you guys, I'm gonna go to you guys first. If there are Illinois, hi Anna and Donna. You guys, if I can't say hi to all y'all, I apologize already, but I will try. If you guys have any questions that you wanted to ask me, feel free to comment those. I keep on seeing myself in the computer and it's distracting me. Feel free to ask me those right now, and I will try. I can move my mouse too to like catch up or anything like that. And if I don't see any questions, I'll kind of just go over, like I said, like clarifications on questions asked, most questions asked, and like the comments, supplies I use, like all that stuff. I could just start getting into that if nobody has questions right off the bat. For those of you making the door hangers, is that all you're focused on right now, or are you doing like all different wood size? What size rounds do you use? Where do you get the boxes to ship them? And how much do you charge? Okay, and do you use pine wood, or how do you find the wood? Okay, so the DIY rounds, I actually have them right over here, you guys. So I get, I don't want to say all, I get the 12 inch and the 15 inch. So you could see the size difference. Sorry you guys. Okay, so I get the 12 inch. This is 15 inch, so you could see it. These I get from Menards. Home Depot, at least my Home Depot, does not carry the 12 and the 15. And then Home Depot, ooh, I need to sand you down again, you're dirty, has the 17 and a half, or I guess you could say 17-inch rounds. So these are the sizes they come in. I'm not sure if they come in smaller. I know this one comes bigger. I have another one that is 24 inches long as well. Thank you, Lisa. So I get these three sizes. I do have a 24-inch one for a sign someone wanted made, but that didn't go through. So I get this size. As far as shipping, so I rarely ship my signs. Mostly everything for me is local because I do my Facebook business page. I don't have, well, now I have an Etsy shop, but I still don't know if I would sell my wood signs on there. And I've heard that people use pizza boxes to ship their wood signs, which makes perfect sense. But if I were to, I think I've done it like a couple times where I've shipped things. This is from Walmart, and it's in the shipping section, and it is like a foam sheet, and you can like tear it off and stuff. I wrap them in this, and then I will wrap them, a thicker bubble wrap first, wrap them in this, and then just use shipping paper. Customers do understand majority of the time they'll have to refluff their bows, kind of fan out their flowers and stuff. But again, I do not ship that much. And to ship the 17 inch round is almost like $20 right now. So it is crazy, because if I'm charging $40 to $60 on a sign plus $20 shipping, a lot of people aren't gonna pay that. So, and that is, I've looked on Pirate Ship. I use PayPal Ship Now, and even going to USPS. So it is a lot to ship the 17 right now. If somebody knows of anything cheaper, please comment so everybody could get that info. That would be awesome. But I definitely would suggest trying out the pizza boxes. I think that is absolutely genius. Wrap it up with that foam stuff. I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry, y'all. And yeah, you should be good to go. Wrap it in some shipping paper, put some cute ribbon around it, and you are good. I know I'm probably still saying it wrong, but Besha. Do you use pine wood? Yes, I use pine wood on all my signs. So this is glued together, pine wood. And then all of the other signs that I make that maybe you guys have seen on my business page are all pine wood. And I said, how do you find the wood? So for me, I go to Home Depot and I look at like these wood rounds. The only thing I don't like about getting them at Menards is that they come in a plastic wrap. So you can't see if there's dents and cracks and all that stuff in them. At Home Depot, they're out in the open, so you can look at them. I make sure there's not a bunch of knots in there, because the knots have like the sap and those oils that come through, and they can ruin your paint. And then as far as like for my regular, this is foam board, but like if it was a wood sign like this, I'll have to do a whole video on that, girl, because you gotta lay them down on the floor to make sure they're not crooked. Gotta lay them on the side so you see if they're not warped, because you could waste a lot of money buying wood and then getting it home and realizing it's warped or crooked and it won't sit flat. So it is a big thing. Hi, Benika. And pine is the only wood that I have worked with. I have not worked with any other wood. Loving the door. Okay. Polyacrylic or Helsman. So I got them right here, y'all. Okay. So polyacrylic. Before I knew about this one, I did use this on outdoor signs. And yes, you can use it on outdoor signs. Is it made for outdoor signs? No. This polyacrylic is for inside use only. And I believe it even says it on here. Yeah, like furniture, trim, doors, cabinets, things like that. So this is for things interior wise. It's not going to protect from the elements. I've had these on signs that are on my door before, and they're completely fine. So if this is like all you can find, then this will work, but it is for interior use only. So like I put this on all of like my indoor signs that I make for people. Helmsman, this is indoor and outdoor, and it's actually spar urethane. And this says it's a crystal clear finish with exceptional protection from sunlight, rain and moisture, and temperature changes. So this is why this, sorry, I really just got home from cheer practice. That is why this is so good for outside use, because wood expands if it's directly in the rain, if people don't have like a cover over their door. Like for us, we have a storm door, so ours are protected from the elements, but a lot of people that are hanging them on the door. Hi, honey, how are you? Mama. Did you have fun? Yep. Okay. And you guys, whatever you use, I believe this one says it too, water-based. Do you see those? Water-based you want to pick, because oil-based will turn your signs yellow. So if you're using white chalk paint or whatever and you put it over, it's going to put like a coat of like a clear yellowy stuff on it. It's gross. So you want to make sure you are using water-based, okay? This one that I use is clear satin. The Helmsman that I know of I can't find it in matte. So if anybody knows it comes in matte, let me know. Polyacrylic comes in clear matte, but to be honest, I don't think it's very matte. Like I feel like it's clear satin, to be honest. So that is the difference between these two. Inside polyacrylic, outside is going to be your Helmsman, okay? Hi, bud. All right, let me see some other. Hi, Kathy. Thank you. That's genius. Okay, my Menards carries an 18-inch. Is there a reason why? They're just a little cheaper at and it's like cents, you guys. But you know what? Your girl has to save her coin. It's a little cheaper, and I like that they don't come in the plastic wrap at Home Depot. Like I said before, the Menards that I go to over by our house, all of their wood rounds are wrapped in plastic, and I don't like unwrapping them when I get home and seeing that there's like dents underneath like the little, you know, the signs that come in them and stuff. So that's why I choose to get the bigger ones at Home Depot. How do I prevent yellowing after I varnish? What paint do you prefer? So I hope that, Anna, let me know. No, sorry. Is it Suad? Sorry, you guys, if I'm butchering. I'm trying. Let me know if that answered your question. If you have yellowing, it's probably because you're using an oil-based clear. Stop, please. An oil-based clear instead of water-based. Yes, the second one. Suad. Okay, awesome. How do you organize your orders? Everly, will you hand me my notebook that's on my desk? What?
When I have tray camera, I need jewelry.
Okay, can you hand me my notebook that's on my desk? Thank you.
Yeah, but my lip was kind of low.
It's okay. I'll fix it later, honey, okay?
Can I just take it off?
Yeah, just put it right there.
Which one?
And this is the life. The notebook that's on my desk over there, honey. By the little calendar, the wooden calendar. Right there. Yep, that's it.
You need pen?
No, it's okay. Okay, so you guys are gonna laugh at me for how I organize my orders. So this is a notebook I've had since I've started. Okay, it's just a cheap notebook. And do you see this? I literally will write the order. Stop, Everett. I'll write my orders down. I will put my customer's name. I will put the size, the stain, how much I charge them, and then like let's say this was for like teacher appreciation last year, I think it was. So like I highlight their name when I first put it on, and then once they pay their invoice, I will mark them paid, and then I will start on their order. I will not start on anybody's order. I don't do the half payment or anything like that because people do not follow through, and I'm not rich. So I'm not buying materials or wasting my precious time if they are not going to pay their invoice. So I make sure that I put paid on here. Once they pay, I start. Once I'm done, I will mark done over it. That way I don't get confused. I don't have to go back to it. And that is literally how I always keep track since I've started. And then of course I use PayPal Business for all of my transactions and sending my invoices and stuff. So, do you buy the rounds as needed or do you have a supply on hand? Usually I will buy like max. I did buy more recently only because I feel like there's a shortage of wood lately and they're beginning to be hard to find. So last time I went, they said that they had 6. Download the Home Depot app, you guys. It is very convenient. Said they had 6, but there was not 6 down there. And I told the guy, it said like, hey, it says you have 6 on your app. He ended up finding them for me and I ended up buying them because usually they have like over 20 in stock. But max I will get. Hey, Heather. And Allison, sorry, this is to answer your question. I will maybe get like 2. And I usually don't deal that much with the 12 and the 15 inch. So I might get like one of those. Like right now I have a couple because I'm going to try a different, couple different signs for fall and Halloween. But usually just 1 or 2. You don't want to buy so much, especially when you're starting off, because then you're going to sit on it and that's money you could be using elsewhere, you know? So, yeah, hope that helps. Hey, Heather. Kind of stain, water-based or oil-based? You know what? To be honest, I don't know. I don't think I've ever paid attention to my stains. Like, I don't even know if there's a difference in all of them. I get the mini wax and the Varathane, and I guess I've never looked. I will answer that. I don't want to have to get up, but babe, all the stains I used, are they water-based or oil-based or? Yeah, see, I've never even thought. Yeah, they're down here. I've never. Okay, he's gonna actually look for me, Allison. Okay. Somebody, Lisa said hi to you.
Hi.
She said hi, little man. Can you say hi, Lisa? Okay. All right.
You're too shy.
You're too shy. Yes, Kathy, that is for sure. Luckily, I think I started with clearing with polyacrylic, and that's all I knew. So I didn't have the yellowing, and I joined a lot. You guys join a lot of the wood groups on Facebook because you learn so much from people posting and asking questions. Hi, Linda. M. Watkins. I almost forgot you were on. What? Just kidding. Do you give them an invoice as well? So yes, I give them an invoice. So Usually the process with me is if a customer comes to me, I won't design anything or start anything until the customer pays me, because if you all know, the designing process probably takes the longest time when it comes to making a sign. And when I first started off, I would do like the designs first and stuff. And then you have people that bow out last minute and you've spent like an hour on this design, or even going back and forth with your customer, and then them saying like, nope, and then them saying like, oh yeah, no, never mind, I don't have the money right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just spent days with you going back and forth on this design. So I always talk over like, hey, what do you want? And then they'll say it, and I said, okay, this is how much it's going to be. If you would like to place an order, please send me your email address. I'll then send you an invoice, and once paid, I'll start working on your item. And then that's when I will start working on their design once it's paid. And then I communicate the whole way through. If you guys saw that sunflower wood sign, if I would have gone with what I originally thought was cute, which is, I still have it because I haven't made the sign yet, the bow, the big bow with the sunflowers, she wouldn't have loved it. So I'm glad that like I continuously took pictures and showed her what I was doing throughout the process to ensure that she loved it. Did you see, babe?
Oil-based.
They're oil-based, Allison. Oil-based. So, let me see. So that is my question on invoices. Let me see. Hi, Sylvia from Temecula, California. Nice to see you. I love lives because I love chatting, you guys. I could, as you can tell from my videos, I am a chatter. Where do you buy your materials? Is it, I'll just say Kathy. I'll just say Kathy. We won't say, sorry. Kathy, where do you buy your materials? Are you speaking about just like strictly my wood materials or paint, or let me know what materials you're thinking about. Yes, Allison, I can, you know what, because I'm going to keep this video up and I will try to link some of those in the description box for you. Wood, okay. Kathy, like I said, wood rounds, Menards and Home Depot, and then if like my signage for like my frames, and then my, oh gosh, I don't remember. I got signs everywhere, y'all. Let me see. Like, hold on. I'm just going to use this as an example. So, like, here's this one right here. Like, something like this. I would say it's less expensive at Menards, but I go where the wood is good. So, if I'll start usually at Menards, and then I will look through their wood. If they don't have anything, then I'll jump to Home Depot, and then I'll jump to Lowe's. So I don't really have an answer for just if you're wanting to make regular signs like this, because I will check everywhere, because not everywhere is going to have a good solid piece of wood. A lot of them are warped or have knots in them, and it's really hard to find just like these smooth pieces of wood. Thank you, girl. You know what? I've had this sign since like I first started and nobody bought it. And I tried to put it up in the house the other day because I was like, oh, it's still sitting here. And I just couldn't find a place for it. Hey, Beth from Oklahoma. You don't have a Menards. What's your hardware store, Lisa? Let's see. Okay, where do you buy your materials? Hey, Mickey. So wood. Hey, Beth. Okay, Linda, you asked, do you mostly use vinyl or do you use Mylar also? Linda, are you talking about, do I use like vinyl on my signs or for stencils? Let me know that and then I'll try and answer that. Tanya, video prepping for my wood. You know what? I don't. I actually thought the video that you guys probably found me on, which is the DIY using wood round or whatever, the gray one. You know what I'm talking about. You're picking up what I'm putting down. That one, I could have sworn I sanded and did all of that stuff in that video. and then went back and realized I never did. I don't. So the next wood round that I actually do for next Wednesday, I will show you how I prep it, which is seriously only sanding and then I wipe it down. That's it. If you actually go to my, what is it? The home wood sign, the vertical one, and it says, and I walk you through the design studio, a subscriber actually commented with this cool way of prepping the wood that I'm going to try. I would go over, you guys, to that video and check out the comments because I'm gonna try it. It was like a humongous paragraph. I don't even remember. Okay, so I believe you said make signs with vinyl stickers and seal the vinyl. Oh, okay, all right. So I think that was, no? Linda, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna try, do you have a video? Okay, prepping your wood. I bought some little paints at the Home Depot, but I don't know if it's okay. I just found a Lowe's price matches. Oh, I did not know that about Lowe's. Okay, because Lowe's I feel is the most expensive out of the 3 hardware stores that I have locally to me. So I hardly ever will go to Lowe's, and that's with their stain and everything. Please tell me where the contact paper is located at the dollar store because I can't seem to find it at the ones near me. So they're gonna be with the shelf lining. So it's usually down, like for me, they're always down the glass aisle where you're gonna get your glassware, the plates, all of that stuff. It's always there in like little containers and it's always next to the shelf liner. I actually have it right here. So this is what it looks like. This one is from the Dollar Tree. Okay, it is a thin roll. It doesn't come on cardboard. It's nothing fancy, and it just says adhesive covering, quick cover by contact, made in USA, which I love. And this is 1.5 yards of this. So yeah, and it's just clear. So this is the Dollar Tree shelf lining section. Florals, Leia. For the low, Dollar Tree. I'm not kidding you. Their florals are absolutely killing it this year. You guys ready? Hold on. It's alive, whatever. Look at all those. That's how I store it. Those are one of those like hanging boxes for your closet. But Dollar Tree has great ones, and then also I will shop on Amazon, like the peony sign that I did. That huge bundle of peonies was like $9.99, and it comes in a huge bouquet of them. Bouquet, whatever. Bouquet of them. And make sure too that you're pricing your signs accordingly based off of your florals and stuff as well. Another place is Walmart. If your Walmart has a craft section, you guys, hey Everett, can you hand me those flowers right there, baby? What? That's where I get like my lamb's ear, the boxwood, the eucalyptus, right there on the floor, hun. Everett, right here, right there. Yep. So I get like all my greenery at Walmart, and sometimes they're like, look at these. These were $6. And I thought they were so pretty. These were from Walmart yesterday. Look at how pretty. And this is, what is this called? I think this is considered a peony mix too. So this was from Walmart. Super gorgeous. Love them. So that's where I get my florals from. Do you have a large cutter? I do not. I have right now a Cameo 4. He's trying to help me. Here's some more lamb's ear. I have the Cameo, and I use that. I know how to basically, for larger signs, like if you guys have seen the picture of my dining room table, you just have to cut it in sections and know where to cut. I also kind of rigged it so I could cut longer pieces by basically using painter's tape and taping two 24-inch mats together so that it can cut up to 48 inches long. Yep, I was like, I could not figure out the matless cutting, so I just didn't. Lowe's or Home Depot, what do you do to reuse your paintbrushes and rollers? Hope you guys heard that. I'm like talking to myself. So paintbrushes and rollers, I just clean them out right after, just with warm water. I don't put soap on them or anything, just under warm water, and they're good to go. I let them air dry. I just lay them on the sink on a towel, and they're, what are you doing? They're great time after time. The only thing I've ever noticed, I think it was maybe using polyacrylic with like the synthetic brushes. It was hard to get it out, but I also think I was using an oil base. If you're using oil-based stuff, it is so hard to get paint out of your brushes. You most likely would have to use like a paint thinner or something like Bob Ross, you know? Let me see. Linda, you said for stencils. So stencils, I actually brought it over. I use two things for my stencils, and this was a question I got a lot. So Oracle 651, this is permanent vinyl. And then I also use the Oro Mask 813 masking film, stencil vinyl. Stop, baby. So I use the permanent vinyl anytime I am putting a stencil directly on top of stained wood. So like that video I did with the gray wood sign, I stuck the 651 vinyl directly on the wood, painted over it. Now for the sunflower sign, I used paint first, and then I used this stencil on top. The reason I do that is because the 651 adheres so well that it rips your paint off, which we obviously don't want. This one, you just have to press firmly on it, all that stuff, and it will not rip the paint off when you are putting it on top of a paint to use as a stencil. Love you. So I hope that makes sense. So those are the two that I use when I am creating stencils for my wood signs. And I think somebody asked, do you ever signs with vinyls for stencils? Andrea asked, do you ever make signs with vinyl stickers and seal the vinyl? So this was a thing. I was like, I don't want to keep you here for like ever. Okay. So for me, I will use vinyl stickers on smaller signs. So you guys, if you watch my DIY that comes out on Friday. So this, you guys, is vinyl. The smaller signs that are going to be less expensive, I will use vinyl. I will always make sure to tell my customers that I am using premium permanent vinyl, okay? Now for the outside signs and like the big round signs that I'm charging people $45 to $60 on, I will not use vinyl. I feel like that lessens the quality of it, and especially if you are going to put that outside, I can't confidently tell my customers that that's going to last them 10 years from now. If vinyl is out in the elements, yes, it's permanent, but like, I mean, look at permanent vinyl on when you put them on glassware, for example. You know, even if you are hand washing it, it still comes off sometimes. So I just wouldn't feel confident putting vinyl on something that was going outside or something that I was charging $40 or more for. Sorry, let me get those off. So I think it's funny that you asked that, because I was looking on Etsy today because I am seeing on these wood sign groups that these people are, which it is totally okay too, if you choose to put vinyl on them, it's totally fine. But I'm seeing the vinyl being used, but then still charging the $40 to like $55 range. And to me, I'm like, I mean, that's easy. You're weeding and you're sticking it on. Like there's no, I feel like if you're going to use vinyl, then price accordingly, like be fair to your customers, because like the stenciling is using your money to the vinyl, then you're painting and you have to wait the time, and then you have to do a second coat, then you have to weed all that off. Like that is a process, and I feel like that deserves to be charged that amount of money. Sorry, I could ramble on, you guys. Sorry. Okay, let me see. And I've always heard, I've not tried it, but I've heard not to seal over vinyl. If anybody has a different experience with that, please comment. But I have always been told not to put anything over vinyl. Do you stencil only, or do you use the vinyl and seal it? What about HTV on the rounds? Have you done? I have not used heat transfer vinyl. I should. I have like a couple sheets because I don't usually deal with heat transfer vinyl. But I should actually play around with it, because I think that would be super, super cool. I think that would be a fun way of doing it, and it would be a little less work as well. But majority of my signs are, I do use a stencil and I do paint. Let me see. How do you get rid of the residue contact paper leaves sometimes? The residue that contact paper leaves sometimes, are you speaking about like the residue it might leave on wood, or the residue that it might leave on the vinyl if you are choosing to put vinyl on a sign? Let me know that. And then, I mean, to answer your question though, if you guys saw the wood skull sign, that the sugar skull sign I did, I showed that like my vinyl from my stencil left like a perfect square on there, and it took up some of my oh, did I catch a fly? It took off some of my stain, and there was nothing I could do about that except sand the board down and make it look distressed, like it was meant to be there. As far as if it's residue on top of your vinyl, like if you're using black or something, there's not really much you can do. You can try taking, it really depends what surface you're on. I mean, you could try maybe taking like a baby wipe or something and wiping on top, but just be careful if you're doing that on stained wood or something. But usually if it leaves a residue, check if your contact paper has been like in direct sunlight or something, because it shouldn't do that, but like I've had that happen too, and usually it's because I have like older contact paper or something like that. So I hope that answers your question. Sorry I couldn't be of much help, but yeah, the residue, I would try a baby wipe if anything. What is that? I store mine in that too. Yeah, Walmart has really nice flowers. How do you fix mistakes? Okay, so you guys, mistakes. I feel like that's a common, people message me all the time, like on my business page and stuff, asking how to fix that. I would say when I first started, I would get so hard on myself about the mistakes, like bleeds, or sometimes like some of your wood splintering as you're taking like your stencil off. There's so many things, but now I just try and work around it. So, and I try not to get so stressed out about like, if it happens, it happened, and maybe it happened for a reason. For example, like I said, the sugar skull sign, it looked better distressed anyway, so I'm glad that it happened. It made me distress the sign. If you guys saw my Lazy Susan, the one that has like the blue stripe over it with the gather, the first attempt I made on that, the gather bled so bad. It was so horrible. I tried getting like a thin paintbrush and going over it to try and maybe hide the bleeds and like blend it in. Did not work. So I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to start over. And I sanded the entire top off, but not the bottom, to save myself some time. And there was no point in sanding the sides. It was gonna be the same color stain anyways. So there are little things like little tiny bleeds. If you get your weeding tool and you just lightly scrape on them, sometimes that will clean them up. You can also like touch up things, like if it's white chalk paint, just get, you know, a little brush and you could kind of just flick it on there and it will cover up like wood splintering sometimes. It hangs down here. But I think the biggest thing with mistakes is don't be so hard on yourself and take a breath and think about what you can do to fix it instead of going ballistic like I used to do. And I would like have to start all over again and I'd cut this all over again and I'd do all this and I would just make more work for myself. Another thing is too, sorry, let me put that down. If you make like a mistake on like a color or something like that, or if it is a little bleed, contact your customer. Most of the time, like I've done things where like, I don't know what I'm thinking, or I'm doing other orders. And then, so like I do the font, you know, black instead of white, and I'll send the picture to my customer and be like, oh my gosh, I totally messed up. But before I go back and change it, I just wanted to make sure that you didn't like this more. And literally, I would say over 50% of the time, people are like, oh no, I love that. Like, just leave it as is. Or like, I used to send pictures of like little tiny bleeds that would happen to customers and be like, I'm so sorry, I'll give you, you know, 50% off or whatever. And they're like, girl, I can't see that. Like, I don't notice that. Like, don't even worry about it. So I think it's a lot of like, we're so hard on ourselves. So make sure if it's little mistakes like that, like contact your customer. I'm talking a lot. And, you know, go over it with them first so you're not starting everything all over again. Let me see. Do you buy the vinyl at Dollar Store? No, Karen. I use Midwest HTV to buy my 12 by 12 sheets. They have like every color of the rainbow. I used to make like a lot more things with like colored vinyl, but I don't anymore. And then the big rolls, I believe I buy that at Brilliant Vinyl, and usually I'll get like a massive roll of the white 6x1 and the black 6x1 because I work with those the most. And then since we're on where I get my vinyl, I'll let you guys know transfer paper, like we said, Dollar Tree. And then this is basically the same. It's the same thing, except this is sold at Walmart. And this is 9 feet of it. And yeah, they're the same exact size. This one just has more. And I believe this at Walmart is like $5. So it's literally the same thing. And then there is this from Walmart as well. This one just says Duck. I think it's like Duck Command or something. It says Easy Liner. And this stuff is really sticky. So you just have to pick and choose. Like I used this today on all of this like vinyl that I used, and I had to take my sweet time peeling this off because it is sticky. Now my favorite transfer tape is this right here. This is called Transfer Right. I should have probably wrote this down. Now this is a little bit weird because it doesn't have a backing on it. So it just comes out just like this. So usually I'll take it out and then I'll like measure them like on top of my sign and then cut. But this seriously has the perfect amount of stick and it comes off so much easier than these. I will try, I forget the website, but it's obviously called Transfer Right. I will try linking some down below. I want to find it without the grids though. I stopped using this for a while because I don't like the grids, because I feel like they confuse me, because I don't like line up my vinyl or anything with the lines, so then I feel like my stuff's crooked. So I want to find it without the grids on it. But this is for sure my favorite. It is a lot pricier than these. Do not like the Silhouette transfer tape like at all. not like it. Hate is a strong word, so I won't say that. But let me see. How do you... Hold on. I feel like I'm missing. Love the Dollar Tree. Girl, so do I. That is for sure. I think we all know I love the Dollar Tree. How do you... Okay, do you buy vinyl? Okay. The black one, the blue one. So this, you guys, I actually got... Hey, Brittany. I actually ordered this because I had never used it before and I was not ready to commit to buying like a huge roll, because a big roll of this is like, where are all these flies coming from? I'm in the basement. Like $65, but it's a huge roll. So I bought the smaller roll on Amazon, and so you could get it on Amazon. Somebody said you can't find the 651 in matte. That you will find at a vinyl store. Brilliant Vinyl, Midwest HTV. There is also one more place I get vinyl, but I will try and link those down below, like where I get my big rolls from. I'm not sure if I'm almost positive Amazon should have 651 matte, and if they do, I will definitely link that for you. But yes, so I get this one on Amazon, and yeah, I'll probably get the bigger version probably just on Amazon too. Thanks. How do you come up with your designs? Like, what inspires you? You know what? I search Pinterest all the time. I watch YouTube all the time. And I feel like a lot of it is just kind of piecing together the little things that you love from things. And also I think of like, what would I like to see in my home, or what would I pay $60 for, kind of thing, you know? But I love Pinterest. Pinterest is an awesome way of just grabbing, you know, little details from different signs and then going with it. And there's no shame, you guys, if you are just starting off, buy yourself some stencils off Amazon. You know, you can mock up, you know, if you see like designs, like if you see one of my designs and you love it, use it. You know, you can also, there are some people that don't want you using their designs, but you can change those up and make them your own. You don't have to like straight copy it or anything. Like, you might change the lettering, or, oh, that was another one. But I would definitely say Pinterest. And once you learn your machine or your design studio, I feel like it's just the possibilities are endless if you learn how to use your design studio and play around with it, because I have so much fun now that I know how to use my design studio. I should be getting the Cricut soon, so that is going to be a whole new challenge. Let's see, Nicole. How do you prevent your white chalk paint from discoloring, tanning when painting over brown, Jacobian stain? I've never had that happen, Nicole. I usually will stain, and then I let the stain dry for 24 hours, and then I will apply my 2 coats of white chalk paint, is what I'm assuming white chalk paint. But I've never had that issue before. Let me know if you're using Rust-Oleum, or my other thing is your stain isn't dry all the way, or you're putting just too much stain on maybe, but that shouldn't be happening. Do you only use chalk paint? Yes, I get asked this all the time. Okay, when I first started making signs, I didn't even watch YouTube. Like, YouTube wasn't a thing for me yet. So I would look at Pinterest and I'd read, look on websites, read, and majority of the people making what signs were using interior paint. And I tried it, and like my vinyl was ripping all of it off. And I have to admit, that was when I first started. I had no idea what I was doing. And I should probably try it again. I should give it a try, because I've come a long ways, and now I know how to use different vinyl and all that stuff. I do only use chalk paint and stains right now because I love the thickness of chalk paint. I love that it's matte and not gloss or any of that. And it's just easy to use. And it's what I know now that I don't know. Like I don't want to try anything new, you know? Like grass ain't always greener on the other side, you know? But I definitely should give that a try because I get asked that all the time why I don't use different paints. Let me see. Julie's chalk paint. Brittany, I'm going to be leaving this on my channel, so you could definitely go back. No, yeah, I do not. Hey, you two. I do not like the grid lines. Like, these don't actually have the grid lines on them. This is actually clear. I don't know why it looks like that, but they really do confuse me and make me feel like I'm putting things on crooked when I'm not. Number one question, what have you found to be the best stain for wood and which color sells the best? That is a great question. I would say weathered gray, Jacobian, dark walnut. You can't go wrong with dark walnut. And then ebony. I would say those are like the 4 top ones. And then let me see. I do a lot of signs in vintage aqua. And that is by Verathane. I love stain. And I love buying all different colors. If you are starting off, you guys, make sure to buy, I don't know what they're called. If Lisa's still on here, she probably does. Buy the smaller things of stain. You don't need to get like the quartz or anything yet. That way you could play around and really think and know what you like. I have a ton of different stains, but people are very comfortable with their colors. You know, I rarely get people that want like my barn red or like I have this awesome tea green, but nobody ever wants it. So I would say that those are my best selling stains. Now you guys, yeah, there we go. Thanks, Benika. What was I just gonna say? We were talking about stains. Darn it. I forgot. Talking about stains. Oh, how I explained to you in the first wood round video that anytime that I can keep the wood grain showing, that's why I love laying the stencil down first instead of painting it and then painting on the letters. Whenever people want, I don't think I have anything right now. So when people like the farmhouse signs, so the white with the black lettering, mini wax true black stain is amazing, okay? It is, I thought ebony was like the blackest you could get in stain, but mini wax true black is amazing. That I use for all my black lettering. I never paint black lettering on. I always use true black, lay my stencil down, paint my white over that, and then like weed my my vinyl up. But if you do a lot of black and white or you are wanting to do a lot of black lettering, true black mini wax is amazing. Okay. Now acrylic paint. This is Angeli, maybe? I thought it was, or Angel Eyes. That would be cool if it was Angeli or whatever. You know what I'm doing right now. Okay. Acrylic paint. People have asked, can you use acrylic paint on your signs? I have used acrylic paint before. I feel like with acrylic paint, you have to like pill it up like almost when it's dry. Like it can't be completely dry. I feel like because when I pull my vinyl up, it always rips some of the paint up. Let me know if you guys have the same experience because I feel like that always happens to me. So you have to do it like almost when it's dry. And hey, got all the dogs down here. I just don't have the time to watch it. Usually when I am doing my wood signs, I will like go over to the other side of my basement, I'll start painting, then I'll come back, do something else, let it dry, go back. Like, I haven't had the best experiences with it. If it's a small sign, totally I'll do it, like if I'm focused on it and everything. But a bigger sign, especially the wood rounds, I would not use acrylic paint on mine. Let's see, how long have you been making wood signs? I believe it was October 2018, because I think that's when I registered for my to pay Kansas taxes to make my business legit. Yeah, so 2018. And you guys, like I've said, if you saw my starting your wood sign business out, I have so much stuff because I just went like balls to the walls. Like, I just was like, I need this and I need this, and like this person on Pinterest has this and this person's using this, so I'll use that too. And like I said, for example, like I have tons of spray paint because these people were making these big wood signs and they swore that on, like, you know, matte gray spray paint and using spray paint for this. I have probably every color in the rainbow and I rarely ever use them. So now I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, how long have you been making signs? So 2018, and it definitely never turned full time for me, only because I worked at night, and then also I've never taken it to the next level. I have a big social media following just because I run a big moms group here in Kansas. So I was able to get orders because I'm social media savvy and like have a good following on my personal page, that people kind of followed over to my business page, and that's really how I get my orders. I never started like an Etsy shop, or Everett, please stop. Everett. I never started an Etsy shop, or like I don't really post on Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. So yeah, so that, I don't know why I decided to go into that spiel. You're welcome. Repeat the stains, couldn't write fast enough. I would say Jacobian, Weathered Gray by Varathane, not Mini Wax. Okay, that's another thing. If you guys, if there's the same name, Varathane and Mini Wax, and let's say you love Varathane and you run out and you're like, I'll get that. I'll just get the Weathered Gray and Mini Wax. They look different. So just keep that in mind. If you love one, it will not look the same in the other brand. I made that mistake because I did that with Weathered Gray, bought the Mini Wax. They are not the same at all. They are totally different. So, sorry. Weathered Gray, Jacobian, Dark Walnut, and Ebony. And then another one that I use, is the Vintage Aqua from Varathane. Okay. So, Buttercup. So how do I sell my signs? So my Facebook, my business Facebook is how I usually sell my signs. I've never taken it to Etsy or anything like that. I am starting an Etsy shop though, woo woo, for like my decals and stuff while I'm making my DIYs. And as far as the DIYs, I don't know, it's really hard selling the DIYs. You know, like for example, like stuff like this, you know, that I make that's like Dollar Tree inspired, because I feel like, especially now that I'm on YouTube, people know that it's Dollar Tree items, but they don't realize how much time goes into making these items, that it's hard for me to gauge how to price them. And then when I do price them, people, I feel like, don't want to pay what I'm asking for them. So I don't know. I haven't found that sweet spot for my DIYs yet. But wood signs, I can put an equation down in the description box for you. I should probably write all this stuff that I'm telling you guys I will do. So wood sign groups was one of them. And then equation for calculating calculating the price. Okay. So, and a good guide too, you guys. I look on Etsy all the time to see what other people are charging and to see like what the competitive prices are. But make sure when you're looking on Etsy, sometimes they'll include, like if it says free shipping, most of the time that shipping is included in that price. So like if it says like $65 but free shipping, that's probably because they value the sign at like $45, but they're trying to make up their shipping cost. So keep that in mind as well. Let me see. You peel acrylic paint when it's wet. Yeah, see, I have the same problem. Lisa, you love the teal. I love the teal. I wish I can use it a lot more. The wood round that I have on my door right now is the vintage aqua with a bright yellow pineapple on it that says welcome to our home or something. Oh, nice. I like how they know each other. How do you determine the size of your letters? Okay, so Anna, that's why I will show you that, but you guys, for your signs right now, go hit up Walmart. I never go there for ribbon, but $2.97. And they have all these awesome ones for fall. Okay, sorry, he brought me my bag, so I thought I'd show you. Okay, so I'm going to use this one because I get asked this all the time on that. So, he's weird. So I get asked all the time how big for the name. That is always going to depend on where you want to put. Like if you are doing the sign, the name sign, all you need to determine how far up you want to put that paint, because you might want to put it up here. You might want to put it down here. Mine is usually, I don't know, probably like, if you see. So you can see your lines, right? Where the pine's glued together. That's where I always put my tape. It's a perfect straight line. So if I'm putting my tape right here, I'm gonna use my cheap tape, you guys, not the expensive stuff. So I'm just gonna show you. This is gonna be probably not the, okay, if you get it that straight, girl, I'm impressed. Okay, so if that's where I'm taping off, so my paint's gonna go down here. All I do is I take, here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm like, nee. All I do is build a square in here, okay? So I'm going to measure from here down to probably, because obviously I don't want this, or sometimes you do. But so I'll measure down how far, and then I will measure across, okay? So when I'm in, sorry I don't have a Cricut, when I'm in my design studio, I create a circle in my design studio that's 17 inches or a little above that. And I will put the line, like a box, of the size that I want my letters that are in here. Does that, I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm explaining this right. And then I can play around with how wide I can put it and how far down I can put it. So if you have the Cameo, just create a circle in your studio and then use your measurements this way and this way for your guide on how to put your letters. Now, when I was using the skull, all I did was wherever I'm putting the skull, if it's right here, I'm just measuring across vertically and horizontally to see how much room I have. But I want to say the thing with that is you have to know how to use your design studio, whether it be Cricut or Cameo, because that is going to really help you determine how big your letters are going to be. I hope I'm helping you guys and not just confusing you. Do you need a permit to start selling? So technically, if you want to be like a legit business, and especially like to like sell at craft fairs and things like that, I mean, I don't think that it like happens all the time where like you get caught, but like if you ever did get caught selling your items, then the state could come after you for the taxes that you should have been charging. So for me, I filed, it's absolutely free. I pay quarterly and I pay whatever my city's tax rate is. And I do let my customers know that it'll be like $45 plus tax. I never have anybody question that at all. And then I, every quarter, just pay those taxes back to the state. So, and you get like a tax ID number and things like that that you can put out if you're at like a craft fair or wherever you're selling. So I don't want to say like you have to, but it's just a good way to start off your business and be legit. And I don't know. I just think it's the right way to go, and it's, you know, free to do. Hi Michelle, no worries. Okay, hold on. Oh my gosh, yes, that's what I'm scared of. People think, oh, it's DT products and can't cost that much, but hello. Yeah, like I remember Buttercup that I did for like a trash to treasure. It was like the dog cardboard box, and I did the sisal rope around it. That took me like an hour and a half to do. It was so time consuming, but like I feel like if somebody's watched my video, they're gonna know that that was a dog box, a dog food box, and rope, and not take into consideration the time that it took to build that. So like it's so hard for me to sell it. I do know that like a lot of YouTubers will just either post it on their Etsy, or they will use like Macari, or what's another app? Macari, not Poshmark. Maybe like OfferUp. I think majority of them are Macari. That's what I'm thinking. So I've heard of that. I might have to try it because right now I'm just sitting on all of these DIYs and my house is not big enough to display all of them. I was actually really happy to finally be able to use some of them for my fall decorating. Shipping, that is, I have a scale and I ship through my business PayPal, and you pick what shipping you want, and then it'll ask for the weight and then the measurement. So length, width, height, and then it will calculate a price for you, and it would be the same as if you went to the United States Post Office. So that's how I make all my shipping labels and ship everything out. Let me see. How many orders do you do a month? I nearly doubled in 1 month and I'm feeling overwhelmed. Any advice? Ruby, right now, I don't have one order. Like I said, I'm only Facebook right now, and I haven't been pushing it, and I really think people are getting confused because I'm putting a lot of my YouTube stuff now on my business page where I sold wood signs. So I think people are thinking that I'm not doing it anymore. So I actually do not have any orders in queue, but I do have, like, let's say Mother's Day, I had a crazy amount of orders for these felt flower signs that I was making. And you really just have to, like I said, prioritize, right? Whoever came first, you're going to know how many you have that way, and you can organize like, okay, so many people are getting this size sign, so I know I need to cut that much wood, cut it all at the same time. Get your stain out, do a stain day, stain all the same day, cut all your vinyl on the same day. So like, and make those days, like Monday is your office day, Tuesday is stain day, Wednesday is going to be your vinyl cutting day, Thursday is paint day, and whatever. I think that would be the easiest way of prioritizing and getting things done, and that way you can get like bulk done at one time. That is so true, Michelle. Hey, Kelly. Serena, all I do with polyacrylic is rinse my brush under warm water, and I never have issues. It comes all the way out. I am using water-based though too, If you're using oil-based, that's a whole different story. How much do you charge for the door hangers? So like the sunflower one that I made, I charged $60 because it had a design, it had the polka dots, it had the bigger sunflowers on it, and I was doing more steps with the staining, the painting, and then laying the paint on top of the paint, if that makes sense. So I always base it on just like how hard the design is, but I will charge anywhere. Like I made this one, I think I charged her 40 or 45. Like I just recently made this guy right here, and this one I was like, she didn't want floral, she just wanted a simple bow, just text. I mean, there wasn't a lot to it. So that one was probably like 40 or 45 bucks. I think I charged her 40. Oh geez, gosh, you had to see my legs. Ay, sorry you guys. Jeez Louise. Oh, should have put yoga pants on. Linda, I would have a scale at home. I literally have like just a small little post scale, and it measures like the big wood signs out and weighs them and stuff. So it works great. I've never had issues, and it's just a small little thing from Amazon that I've got a lot of years ago. Okay, I think I answered all of your questions. I'm so shocked that we are over an hour, you guys. This is nuts. You are so welcome, Serena. I am so glad you guys found my channel too. And I'm so glad because, I mean, I love my DIYs, but I definitely have a passion for wood signs. I love that you can be so creative with them. One other thing, you guys, what mask to use while staining? Mask? Like face mask? Rollers, which I need to re-wet this one because somebody set it on something. Next time I go to Menards, I promise I will figure out what these are. But these are just foam rollers. Like this one is a tiny baby one. This one I use for stenciling over. This one, if I'm painting like the whole half of it, I'll use this one. But I've had this one for a while. This one is like brand new. So next time I go to Menards, I promise I'll get the names of these so that I can start linking them down below in my comments. Thank you, Lisa. A mask. I don't know if this is gonna be a bad thing, but I never wear a mask while staining. I mean, I would just use maybe like the hardware masks or even maybe like a bandana. I don't really have any issues with like the smell of the stain or anything like that. I've never worn a mask, and I don't wear a mask while I am sanding either. I do wear protective glasses, and I wear gloves when I sand, but I've never worn a mask. I think that is preference, and I'm sure is probably like the better thing to do, but I've never worn a mask when sanding or staining. So I would just use that to, I don't know, your preferences. Because, you know, for the sanding and stuff, sometimes it could flare up people's allergies. You are inhaling it and all that stuff. So if you do choose to wear a mask, you could use a bandana, or you could even just get those at the hardware store, you know, like the painter's mask. But girl, who even knows if those are available right now? I like how somebody gave me a thumbs down. Haters are gonna hate. Jeez. Yeah, hopefully you're not watching anymore then. Okay. All right, you guys, I think that's it. We went over transfer tape, different rounds, wood signs. Let me see, anything on here? Yeah. Oh, one clarification that you all asked, or it was asked a lot of times in my first video. people got confused with my clear coat. So I like to put a clear coat on the back of my sign and put my D hooks on first. I do not put a clear coat on the front of my sign before painting. Now, it sounds weird, but I like to put a clear coat on the back and do my D hooks first because I don't want to put my sign face down when I've painted and finished it. And that's because, I mean, majority of the time there's loose debris on the table. If you're dealing with chalk paint, if you just leave one little piece of chalk paint on there and it gets on the wood, it's like paint, like it smears and you cannot get it off. So that is why I like to clear and do my D hooks on the back of my sign first, and then I'll flip it over, paint, and then do my clear on the top. That was a question that was asked a lot, and I'm sure I confused a lot of people. So hopefully that clarifies that. Oh, the Cameo is such a great and easy tool. Just YouTube. That's how I learned. YouTube. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. How long did it take you to make a profit? I'm like the worst person to ask. I'm so bad with money. I would say, you know, I don't even want to answer that because I really don't know. I did things so wrong when starting off because, like I said, I watched everything. I purchased a bunch of stuff that I did not need. And so there's a lot of things that I'm still sitting on. Like there's a lot of things that I had made and they're displayed like at a coffee shop right now and they're for sale, but they're not selling. And there's so much stuff that I'm sitting on that was wasted money that like I don't need. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while, girl. So just be smarter than I was. Buy just what you need and build from there. And PayPal business is a great way to keep track of your money. If you really want to get into it, do like the app QuickBooks and stuff like that, because that will show you your profit and your loss and all of that. So, sorry, I wasn't much help, but I just did not do things the smart way when starting off, that's for sure. I should be getting a Cricut soon, Lisa, so I'll be excited. All right, you guys, I have not eaten dinner. I did not think this would go this long and this many people would come on, so thank you so much. I hope I was able to answer majority of the questions that you've had out there. As you guys know, when you guys comment on my videos, I will try my best to respond. Usually I do. I don't think there's one comment I haven't responded to. But I will respond to you. I will answer any of your questions. Don't hesitate to ask questions because I'm an open book and I will be there to help you. That's why I make these videos for y'all. And yeah. I love my Cameo. I've had it for a while. Actually, a friend gave me it. It was a Cameo too. I had no idea what I was doing. My friend taught me the basics and then I learned the rest on YouTube. And now I have a Cameo 4 and I absolutely love it. But I haven't tried the Cricut yet either. So I guess we'll see. It'll be nice to be able to do side-by-side comparisons of them. Anna, if you put the clear coat on first, I would just recommend sanding it down a little because sometimes your clear coat isn't going to be a smooth, even base to paint on top of. So if you paint on top of it, this happened actually, somebody messaged me the other day and put the clear coat on first and then painted over it, and you could see all the little cracks of that clear coat that was laid down first in her paint. So you could definitely try it, but I would get a very smooth sandpaper grit and go over it lightly so that you don't have all of the ridges from your brush strokes. Mickey, I did that with the Cameo 4 too. I bought it last like Black Friday, and I plugged it in, and I was too busy with orders that like I unplugged it because I was like, I'm not gonna figure this out right now. And then I just like plugged it back in probably 2 months ago and started using it again. It was really embarrassing because I spent so much money on it. Yes, that is it. Yeah, I don't know what I'll be getting from the Cricut, you guys, but once I do, I will show y'all for sure. All right, thank you guys. I'm going to keep this video up, so if you did watch, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, please, please, please. And if you are on here and not subscribed, you better hit that subscribe and that bell for all, okay? And I will be coming out next Wednesday with a fun reversible, I keep looking at your comments, sorry, instead of the screen. I will be coming out with a reversible wood round sign for y'all. So that it was awesome to do a live and sit down with you guys. Maybe we can do this. What's the date? Is it the end of the month? I don't know. It's the 19th. I don't know. Maybe we could do this like the last Wednesday of every month or something like that, even just to chat and talk about what you're doing wood sign wise, or if there's questions and stuff like that. I think that would be really fun to do. So I appreciate you all. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys supporting me, liking my videos, coming on here. It means the world to me and my family. And yes, coffee with Sammy, or wine, or mimosa, or tea. I mean, whatever you want. But I appreciate you all so very much. I still would not be doing this, actually, if it wasn't probably for that wood sign video, because it has like over 30,000 views compared to all my other videos, which definitely are not that high. So I really do think that video is what put me in the public eye. So I am very grateful for that and grateful for you guys. And I hope you guys have a good night. And tomorrow, since I will leave this video up, I will try and put like the links to wood sign groups, the equation for like how to price things, and anything else. Just comment on the actual, because all of this, I believe, like the comments will go away. So if there was something I said that I would post in descriptions, comment there, because I only wrote 2 things down, of course. Yes. All right. Bye, ladies. It was nice chatting with you. I don't know how to turn this off. Okay, wait, no.